Hi guys and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin and this is episode 66. Now, over 17 million USD Tether moved over to Binance. Is Cannabis a better investment than crypto? And Ropsten network still split. Now, thank you for tuning in guys on a Sunday night. I really appreciate it. I do know that you're probably getting ready for the week to start, have work tomorrow and stuff like that. But again, I appreciate that you guys do show up and that you guys are here for us, right? Anyways, if you are catching the stream live, welcome. And if you are catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you are thinking. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe. You hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Now, let's move on to the news. Now, what is happening, right? Now, crypto analysts have long said that institutional investors are the key to mass adoption of cryptocurrencies into the mainstream. Now, banks and other top financial institutions have been central to the advancement of several other asset classes, and their participation in crypto trading would further the use of the asset. Now, institutional investors have begun investing in crypto, but the interest has gone down over the last few weeks, apparently, or so according to this article. One of the leading custodians for Bitcoin and trading platform for derivatives, Backed, was one of the platforms expected to be the leading provider of crypto investment for institutional investors, right? And we're not seeing that volume pick up yet. So again, there was a lot of hype surrounding Backed, right? We talked about it. We might see some volume pick up pre-Backed. It was very quiet in the market, right? Pre-Backed. Now, before the launch, and players in the industry expected the platform to hit the ground running, and Back didn't hit the ground running. It's actually struggling to pick up volume, right? While the trading platform Backed has failed to meet expectations, generating about 5.8 million worth of volume in its first week of trading, the poor performance of the platform in the first week has raised several questions about institutional investment in cryptocurrency. Now, what do you guys think about this, right? Hey, Soka, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Anyways, let's move on to the market, right? See what's going on. What is happening with total market cap? Well, yesterday we dropped some money off the market, right? 3.2% going out. Basically, yesterday closing at $204.24 billion. Right now, sitting at 203.16 billion, so 0.48% down. Again, that's fine, right? Bitcoin did take a did some small price action to the downside. We're not worried about that. We kind of talked about that yesterday. Anyways, let's go on to dominance. What is going on with Bitcoin dominance? Well, Bitcoin yesterday losing dominance as well. 0.37% down. Right now going down 0.08%, sitting at 69.09% of market cap. Now, is that good? Is it bad? I mean, it depends on your point of view. Obviously, we want Bitcoin to lose some dominance. That means alts are more resistant to whatever changes the market might bring. Now, I don't have any articles for Bitcoin today, so I'm going to jump straight into the analysis for Bitcoin. But before I go into that, I just want to touch in a small point of something that we talked about yesterday, right? And because you're going to see how it played out today. Just 1 second, guys, for this one. Stuff that could happen, right? And what I would like to see is for this to drop a little bit more. Oh man, it kind of killed it. Yeah, maybe touch this. There we go. This mid part of the channel, right? The downsloping channel that we're in. And then we might get a pop, right? Because that negative momentum to this low is probably going to get us somewhere around here. So again, you would go from here to here, and you could potentially create that divergence that is very needed. For this to actually go up a little bit more, right? It's like I said, Bitcoin's being very weird, very weak. Anyways, that's it. I want to talk about that downward movement that we talked about yesterday because we called it out and we did get it and it played out. We didn't generate that divergence at that point in time. However, let's see what's going on the daily, right? On the daily. We are still within this downsloping channel below that 50% midline, right? Still sitting below that 20 MA with volatility open on the Bollinger Bands. Still no contraction of the Bollinger Bands. Again, that's not necessarily bad. That means we could potentially run to the upside as well. You know, volatility being there, it's good, right? Anyways, we are sitting low on the RSI at 24, hitting oversold, right? And we are making less negative momentum. Now, things I do like here, right? Getting rid of this micro stuff for the 4 hours, right? And just looking at this more major stuff, right? So from this low to this low, right? I'm going to see if I can hide this. Visibility. I only want that one to be visible in the 4 hour, I guess. Yeah. And not on the daily. Okay. So yeah, it hit it. Okay, that's what I wanted to do with this one. Sorry about doing this on the stream, guys. I do need to get rid of this stuff real quick. I don't want it to show except on the 4 hours because it's really getting the stuff cluttered. Anyways, this line right here that I wanted to talk about, right? We're going lower, but you're also going lower in momentum, right? Still within that same island, right? Being slant divergence playing out. Could potentially bring price action to the upside. I mean, right now we're getting this. The day just started, right? This day just started. So again, I'm going to trace it to what we have confirmed, which is this day. We could still go a little bit lower, right? We could, actually not a little bit lower. We could go much lower still. And maybe still make that divergence that we need, that bullish divergence to see price action to the upside. Anyways, that's it for the daily, right? Now, before I go into anything else, I want to look at the weekly. Because we just closed this week with this large, not so large, but with, was it this candle? Yeah, with this candle, right? Still, price action to the downside. Right now, this week just starting, so I'm gonna try to fix this, man. I don't like it when it's on the weekly because those weeks make everything look bad. Anyways, 4 red candles, right? So it's been about a month of just negative price action for Bitcoin. Right now, still this day just started, this week just starting 2 hours ago. Not too worried about it yet. We have not had. I was looking historically, and we have in Bitcoin, right? Let me do this real quick. I never seen more than 4 candles in a row, right? So red candles. So 3, not even during that great FOMO, right? Whenever everything started to drop, never got those many red candles in a row, right? The most I found, this is 4, is back here, right? On July 2016. Now it doesn't mean we cannot still make more red candles. It's just we also had them back here on May to August 2015, and then before that, this chart has no more data. So again, I was looking back and I've not seen more than 4. That's probably why I'm not too worried about this week. Like I said, we are developing that divergence on the daily, which could potentially help us to have sorry, let me try this real quick. To have better price action, right? Maybe pop to the upside. Hey Benny, how's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in, bro. Yeah, we need green candles for sure, man. Anyways, like I'm saying, we're getting that divergence on the daily. That's fine. I like it. That means we can potentially see some price action to the upside. We also have it on the RSI, right? It's right there. So you have it on 2 of the oscillators, and that's good. Now, let's go into the 4 hours, see what's going on. Well, we are sitting below that 20 MA still, breaking below that mid part of the channel, right? We had kind of sort of play around with this idea of a triangle yesterday, which they could potentially play out. I mean, I'm not sure if this is really valid. We were just trying to like find something else because we didn't find anything in the market that was telling us, you know, divergence, bullish, bearish divergence that pop to the downside, right? Because here we're not making higher highs with negative, with less positive momentum. So again, we're trying to find the, variables that would indicate where we could go with the price, right? So again, we had this divergence back here, play to the upside slightly, and since then we've just been falling off. Now, yesterday we were talking about whether or not we were going to make that bullish divergence, right? We talked about breaking down a little bit more, maybe to get us to lower prices, and then we can potentially see something happening, right? Hey, Crypto Keeper Trader, do you think price is going up? Yeah, I think price is going to go up, bro. From that bullish divergence. I'm not sure if we're going to drop a little bit more or not, but I think price is going to go up. Now, we do have stuff happening, right? If we keep going to the downside, We're very close to this retracing 100% to that point low, right? But we're getting closer to the 618, right? The 618 at 7,300, which is the... Hey, how's it going, Free TV Addict? Moon soon? Yeah, hopefully, man. We might get some movements, right? We're probably going to come and test this 618 at 7,225. I'm not sure how quickly, but we might go and touch it, right? We certainly seem to be heading downwards a little bit. Again, like I said, we are making some divergence, right? Maybe not on this chart, but on this chart we do have it. Or on the daily we had it, right? It was a little bit more visible. Now here we have a little bit of interference with the wicks. I mean, we would be making that same low that we were doing here. And here we would actually making positive price action again. You know, we kind of talked about this divergence playing out, right? Now this divergence here would be from here to here, right? It's too much data to consider, but could potentially be valid for the 4 hours, right? It's getting too cluttered, man. I have too many lines. I need to clear this up. I'll go into another chart. It's not going to look the same, right? But here in this chart, we're definitely lower, right? So from here to here, we'll be going lower. And taking the island to the island, right? It is lower. So again, we'll be making bullish divergence on the 4 hours, which could potentially mean price action to the upside. And again, also on the RSI, right? We're going much lower on the RSI, but we have less relative strength, all right? We're not going that far down. Hey, John Smith, soon more future millionaires. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm not sure how strong this is going to be to the upside, right? We do have resistance overhead, right, in this chart. We are below that 50% line of the equidistant channel, right? 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Now, if we pop to the upside, we have immediate resistance at the 50%. We're below it. Then we're going to have resistance around that 75%. Then around that 100%, right? I'm talking about like within the channels, right? Then, of course, we're going to have some resistance around this area, right? 8,400. We do know it's a resistance from back here, 8,437. Then we have 8,900, then 9,900, then 10,000, right? And then here we get, once we break that, we can look at this chart, right? 10,243 and upwards. But right now, let's actually try and break the nearest stuff that we have, right? Which would be the mid part of the channel, get above that 20 MA. Anyways, like I said, potentially developing bullish divergence on the daily, on the 4 hours. Now let's go into the 1 hour, right? And look, on the 1 hour, man, I think we were here last night. I was saying that we could create a smaller bump with lower price. We didn't get that smaller bump. We actually dropped a little bit more than what I was expecting, right? It negated this divergence that I was trying to like see here. However, we talked about like dropping, bouncing, and then dropping down again to make more divergence. We do have that, right? We are going lower in prices and we are making less negative momentum. Again, this is going to get exhaustion at some point in time, right? You can only go so far down before you get exhausted of going down, and then you're going to get some sort of reversal. It might not be very strong. And then once we get that reversal, we can start talking about price action to the upside. And, you know, from then on, we can then see where we might retrace again to the downside, right? You have that divergence developing. Note, I'm saying it's developing, right? These new candles starting to go up. So again, this could be the valid divergence that we were looking for. This kind of like, it's not a spinning top. It's not, I'm not sure what to call this doji. However, we kind of like, what I like about this is that the bulls stepped in, right? Bears try to push the price down. Bulls step in, pushing it back up. Right now, price going up. We might get a reversal. Maybe, I'm not sure, man. Look, let's look at Hacking and She candle, see what's going on. We are still within a downtrend, right? They're not showing any change as to trend. So we have to wait and see where that takes us. I mean, not the best... I mean, it's just the first green candle, right? So again, we have to wait for a little bit more to develop here before we actually call something out. Now, Benny was messaging me in the morning, right around 10, saying, "Man, look, price action on Bitcoin, right?" It was this nice green candle going up. I did tell him, like, "Man, dude, you have to wait. First, get confirmation before you actually do something, right? Because if you would have gotten in here, man, this was like a bear trap. It didn't look very strong. It made no sense, that pump. We didn't have bullish divergence. We were not going lower, right, unless we consider the wick, which would be the only thing that I could have said, right? But right now, with the market being bearish, I'd much rather go to bodies, right? Not played off the wicks. And I was looking at it, and I couldn't find any technicals for this pump to the upside, right? So I said, look, that's fine, bro. If you believe we're gonna pump to the upside, you have to wait for confirmation, right? At least get another candle, close above that 20 MA, right? We know we were being weak around that 20 MA. So, and look, man, we went up, and then we closed right at the 20 MA, next candle opening there, and then just pumping us down, and then again rejecting that 20 MA in 4 times, right? It's been too weak to break above that 20 MA. I talked about this yesterday. We were on here, and I said, look, man, Bitcoin's looking weak. It's not gonna do very well. And I think this is like, I think we're around here, right? 9 p.m. This candle, right? I said, look, this is looking weak, man. We're not gonna get a lot of price action to the upside. We're probably gonna dump. We did dump. We're creating that divergence. I do like that. I would expect to see a pump. I'm not sure how strong it's gonna be. We need to break that 20 MA and confirm closing above it before we actually can take positions to the upside, right? Because right now, I wouldn't put a trade around this area yet. I'm not comfortable that this is a valid reversal, right? We might get one of these things, right, where we pump up a little bit, and then we break down again, So again, I would rather get confirmation getting above that 20 MA. And if we get above that 20 MA, then trying to get above that mid part of the channel. And then we can talk about placing maybe a long position. I mean, depending also on what kind of candle formation we get, right? Is it possible we pump? Yes, it's possible. It's possible we pump because right now you're creating divergence, right? Bullish divergence on the 1 hour, on the 4 hours, right? We talked about it from this low, not this low, right? Because this low had a positive momentum. So again, from this low, which would be the next island, to this island, right? We charted it on this one. You're getting that divergence. And then if we go on the daily, in the daily, you're also making that divergence, right? Because in the daily, we can see that this was a wick. So we don't have any interference, and this would be slanted divergence, right? From this red here, right, this candle, to this red here, this red candle, red momentum bar, right? We're getting that divergence as well. So you have divergence on all 3 oscillators, right? You have it on the RSI and on the MACD histogram, right? On all 3 timescales. So again, it's starting to look like we might turn, but like I said, you have to wait for confirmation, right? It could be a bear trap, right? You might go up a little bit, like kind of like this like small hook, and then like break to the downside, right? So watch out for that. I do believe we can go up though. Just keep that in mind as well, right? But be careful with your positions, right? Place proper stop losses when you want to go long. I don't believe it's gonna drop right now. The signals that we have are not for dropping, right? The only thing that I'm worried about is that this island has not closed, right? It's still open, and we have seen it plenty of times. The island seems like it's gonna go to 0. And then you get more negative momentum, right? It has been happening. Look at this one, even generated almost 0, right? It's like minus 1.6. It's almost unseen on the chart. And then from there, you created more negative momentum. So again, like I said, not 100% comfortable yet because we're also not making or negating that negative momentum, right? So negate that negative momentum. Confirm a trend shift with your Heikin and Ashi candles, right? Make sure you're making green bars. 1, 2, maybe. If you're going with regular candles and you're going for like a 3 white solder pattern, right? Like 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th one, confirming you still go up, you would potentially place your trade around there, right? If you don't know about candlestick patterns, you should definitely look into some of that. I mean, we can talk about them, but going and looking for examples is sometimes hard, right? Like this. This would have been like 3 black crows, right? 1, 2, 3. This one's not so long, but still valid. You're still going down. And then the 4th one, you confirm you're going down. You place your position, right? Your short, and then you would still go down, right? This would indicate like a bearish pattern, right? This will be a bearish reversal pattern after an impulse up. However, this coming from a downtrend, I wouldn't have considered it a very strong signal that we're still gonna go down because again, we're gonna get exhaustion, right? And exhaustion is a valid thing that happens. Sticky Art Channel, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here, man. Oh, you deleted a comment, man. I was just gonna read it, man. Hey, man, thank you for being here. I watched your channel the other day. I like that you made, the new it. Dude, if you guys haven't seen it, Sticky Art, he's making some really cool canvas, like not canvas, but like sneakers. I can't remember who they're for. They're for one of the sneaker companies, right? Tennis shoes, meaning sneakers, right? And he's making them with some like really, really nice art of his. And you can go and vote daily. I'm not sure if the contest's still open, but I mean, he made some really, really nice kicks, man. If you guys have a chance, go check out his channel after the stream is done. Vans, yes, those ones, man. And vote for his sneakers, man. They're really, really cool looking. If he wins, they're gonna make that model, or maybe I'm not sure what he's gonna get. But it is pretty cool, man. I do go and check out your channel every now and then, brother. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Yeah. You invested in an eighth? Yeah. Anyways, like I said, man, if you guys want to look at some really nice art, man, this guy does some amazing stuff. Anyways, let me keep on doing Bitcoin real quick. Got sidetracked there, man. I'm happy to see you here, man, for sure. Anyways, like I said, we might pump to the upside. We are getting some divergence showing up. However, the only thing that has me worried, like I said, is this. We could still go a little bit lower, maybe, right? Maybe touch this 7,531 area of support. It wouldn't be uncommon right now, seeing how we've been moving downwards. And from there, maybe we can make a little bit more divergence still and then pump to the upside. If we break below this, man, then we would be looking at like 5,000, man. There's no other stops after that, right? Yeah, sure, man. I mean, no problem, bro. I'm trying to go in today and vote again. You can vote once a day for him. And it's open, like you said, until the 13th, so still 3 days to go. Anyways, price going down, like I said. I'm hoping this happens, right? I'm really cheering and pushing for this divergence to play out, right? Now, this is on the daily. It's going to take longer to show up on the daily. On the 4 hours, it's going to be a little bit quicker, and then on the daily, it's definitely going to show up a little bit more quick, right? And in the daily, I think, in the 1 hour, we are starting to get a green candle. I'm not sure how strong this is going to be. Like I said, we have to break above that 20 MA. And that's it for Bitcoin. I'm going to move to something else, and then we can come back and look at Bitcoin again at the end of the stream, right? I have this article, man. I was going to touch this article before we move into Ethereum, right? Now, this article does pose an interesting question. Is cannabis a better investment than cryptocurrency? What do you guys think? I just like one part of the article. I'm not going to go into the whole thing now. Now, the only good point that this makes is that if you're, is this quote, if you want to be in something that's very growthy and actually legitimate as it is legalized and controlled properly, I think it's a place to go, right? The medical applications, et cetera, et cetera. There are people saying that cannabis will experience a bubble burst, like the one that crypto did, but is it a better investment? That's the question that I want to ask you guys. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too much into the article. It's too little. It doesn't really answer the question very well, but I guess the question is open, right? What do you guys believe? Is cannabis gonna be a better investment than crypto? I'm not sure cannabis is gonna give you the growth that Bitcoin did or Binance, but again, let me know your thoughts in chat or comments if you're catching the replay. Now, what is happening with Ethereum, right? The planned Istanbul hard fork test, which was going to put strain in 600 smart contracts, also opened discussion on whether miners or core developers should be more influential, right? Hemp is blowing up right now. You're staying crypto, man. We're getting different points of view. That's good, man. I do want to have a discussion around that topic. Keep on posting, say why, while I keep doing Ethereum, and then once we finish analyzing Ethereum, I'll check out the comments and we can discuss them, right? Like I said, it's opening up discussions on whether miners or core developers should be more influential, right? And it's actually by this tweet. It says, which is the real Ropsten? The one supported by miners that has the longest chain, non-Istanbul fork, or the one supported by the core devs with smaller chain, Istanbul fork, right? Well, what happens to the tokens that I issued on Ropsten before the Istanbul fork? Now, I don't care about that past question. I do care about the two previous questions that he makes, right? So again, what do you guys think it's the correct way to go? Now, Ethereum mining is still very attractive, and it has drawn a multiple of ASICs farms, right? In 2019, Ethereum mining hash rate has gradually grown from 140 million gigahashes up to 180 million gigahashes per second. Now, the Ropsten testnet produced two chains with different block heights. Blocks mined pre-Istanbul fork chain reached height 6,529,280, and the post hard fork testnet right after Istanbul is sitting at block 6,508,554. That was as of this morning. Now, I have not checked it up to see where they're both sitting at. However, the breaking or splitting of the testnet is not seen as a serious event right now, as it would serve as a warning on what could possibly happen to Ethereum, right? If the miners don't upgrade, potentially there is a conflict between the developers who want to transform the network and the miners who have invested significantly into their ASICs, right? Because they would be needing more or different cards to be able to mine the Ethereum now. So if you are making an investment and they're making this change, and you need more expensive equipment, and your initial investment has not been paid off, of course you're going to be against the hard fork, right? Anyways, producing two chains on the main net would potentially lead to a contentious hard fork, complicating the future of the Ethereum token and putting a strain on the exchanges, right? Because we might have another Ethereum token. Now, hey, William, how's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in. We just missed the conversation on Bitcoin, but we'll touch back on it once it's grown. Once we're done. Right now, we're having a conversation regarding, is cannabis a better investment than crypto? Right? Anyways, let's go look at Ethereum, right? What is happening with Ethereum? Awesome, bro. You can yeah, don't worry, man. We'll cover Bitcoin again at the end, and then you can catch up after the stream is on, bro. Stay with us live. It's gonna get interesting. Now let's look at Ethereum. What's going on with Ethereum dominance, right? Ethereum yesterday losing dominance 0.50%. Right now losing dominance 0.07, sitting at 8.99% of market cap. You know, anything above 8, it's fine for Ethereum. Below 8, I'm starting to worry a little bit more, because then you know, Bitcoin has a lot more dominance, right? So anyways, let's go on to Ethereum price. Yesterday, price action to the downside again, following the steps of Bitcoin, right? We said Ethereum's going to do what Bitcoin does. Sitting at losing 3.69%, right now losing 0.52%, sitting at $169.24. Is it a good in for Ethereum? Not likely, right? Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin, not making that divergence, right? It's actually high or low, and you're sitting at less negative momentum. So again, you would be going with the market, right? Nothing weird here. And same thing would happen on the RSI. Still sitting below 20 MA with volatility open, which is good. If Bitcoin was to run to the upside, Ethereum could potentially follow suit, hit that 50% line of the channel, and then try to break it, and then potentially try to go after that 20 MA. Now, like I said, Ethereum is not looking that great, right? Let's go into the 1 hour, into the 4 hours. In the 4 hours, we were contracting. We are starting to expand a little bit, mainly from this large candle to the downside. We are still making more negative momentum, and I do believe this is larger. Yeah, it is. This is like minus 0.66, and this would be minus 0.63. It's slightly less. However, if it was a little bit more on the upside, right, this candle becoming green and pushing it up, we might see, you know, maybe this lower a little bit more, and then we could create some bullish divergence that could potentially see price action to the upside. However, right now I'm not seeing any divergence here on the top or the bottom, bullish or bearish, and I'm also not seeing anything on the RSI, right? So the only thing that I could say, if this was a valid triangle that we traced, we would need to hit a major move, which I'm not sure we're gonna get, because Bitcoin is not playing ball. It'll be from here to here, and then, you know, we would at least see $157, right? That's where I would expect for this to go on this, right? Now let's look at it on the 1 hour and see what is going on. So on the 1 hour for Ethereum, right, we are going down, like I said, breaking out of that channel. We did make some no, we didn't, not yet. I was wondering whether or not we had made some bullish divergence, but maybe we had it, and then just Bitcoin brought us down, right? And I think we did. This is definitely going down, right? So even if we go here, and then you're in from here to here, so you had some bullish divergence, price action to the upside. You went up, touched that 20 MA. Like I said, everyone's being weak around that 20 MA right now, and then you broke to the downside, right? Mainly Bitcoin bringing you down. Not that Ethereum wanted to go down, it's just that market went down, and it just brought Ethereum down with it. You know, common stuff happening right now. Anyways, let's see what else is going on. on the 1 hour. Are we doing something there? Man, nothing. We don't have any divergence developing on the bottom part, so no bullish divergence going on, right? Not making a lower low, but we're still making less negative momentum. So again, then on the top part, man, this looks very sharp, man. This looks almost like a straight falling line, right? Like that. I wouldn't say falling wedge or anything. I just noticed that this looks like a very straight pattern. Again, on the 1 hour, we're starting to make a small green candle, just like Bitcoin was. Let's see how this keeps on developing throughout the hour, right? And it was sitting below 20 MA, sitting at around 39 on the RSI, which puts you at on that sold but not almost neutral zone, right? So again, not much going on with Ethereum. On the 4 hours, we're seeing also sold at 37. And on the daily, we're sitting at neutral, 41, but almost hitting that sold on that scale, right? Now, let's go back into that question. Let's see what you guys said in chat. Now, John saying he's staying in crypto. Steve Garrett channel saying he's in Ventura and he's seeing a lot of growing in the masses. He just started growing in the masses, okay? Yeah. It's good to be diversified. I do agree with you, man. And they both do have a lot of potential. However, I do believe that the cannabis might be in a bubble, bro. There are a lot of those companies that all of a sudden went from like $14, $20, all the way to like 100, almost 200, and then they crashed the next day, you know. I do believe there is a lot of interest in it, and once it becomes a little bit more mainstream, legal-wise, you know, more people getting medicated with cannabis, you might start to see all these companies do a lot better because their numbers are also going to be a lot better. You got to remember, these companies do have backing, right? You do get ROIs. You might get dividends. Yeah, you do make a valid point, John. Crypto is at a bottom right now. Not at a bottom, but it's certainly lower, right? And then cannabis is certainly a little bit higher. So your chances of getting it a little bit more to the upside are on crypto are definitely better, right? Yeah. Yeah, crypto's lower. Right. It's volatile, yeah, but when it's volatile is when you have more chances to actually make money, right? You want volatility. That way you can like ride those highs, like those lows to highs, right? Anyways, I don't want to get into a big discussion on this. I just want to touch base, see what you guys want to do, and moderate a little bit. But yeah, I do believe they both have potential. Although I do believe crypto has a little bit more potential. Like I said, cannabis is a little bit higher, right? Some of those companies or some of that run up already happened exactly when they started to get listed, right? The first ones that got listed, and when it became legal in Canada, you had those run-ups, right? And right now, I'm not sure how they're doing. I think we looked at one of the cannabis companies a couple days ago. I think it was like Canopy something. I can't remember. David brought it up, and then we looked at it. Hey, Free Addict, how's it going, man? You invest in whatever makes you bread. Yeah, I do agree, man. Whatever makes money, right? But like I said, crypto right now is looking like it can have a potential better moves to the upside, right? Anyways, I want to jump onto the XRP article real quick. It's not a real XRP article. It talks about Ripple, right? Coinbase is currently discussing the possibility to hire the engineering team of storage and retail startup Omni Rentals, which happens to be backed by Ripple. They're not really getting Ripple people, right? It's just a Ripple backup startup. Anyways, this is the only article that I found for Ripple, man. There was nothing else. Everything else we had already covered before. Anyways, apparently Omni is currently struggling with layoffs and just lost 7 operation team members. Omni is also in talks with professional hire intermediary Thumbtack for the same reason, right? They want to get people. Now, Coinbase would reportedly employ the engineering team to further develop its Coinbase education program that is currently available for like 100 countries. And, you know, it was first announced in December last year, that program, and it lets users earn crypto by studying the ecosystem, right? You look at small videos, 3 to 4 minutes, then you would like take a small quiz. I think it's like a couple small questions. And basically, once that quiz is done, you do get like some crypto back, right? That's how I got some BAT and some Zcash, right? If you guys are not doing it, or you have not done it, you should certainly go and do it. If you have a Coinbase account, go to look for Coinbase Earn. Take those small quizzes. You know, they gave me like $10 worth of BAT and then like $3 worth of Zcash, and then the other ones I signed up for the waiting list and they just have not opened them up. So if you guys do get some of those, it could be good, right? They even have Lumens and DAI, and I can't remember which other coins they have there, but anyways, it's good, man. Crypto's better, dude. I believe crypto's better than a lot of other investments, right? You do get some nice gains. No one in 2019 saw the gains that crypto had, right? But also no one saw the losses that crypto took. So again, if you would have bought Binance at $4.66, you would have ridden it all the way to 43. Even let's say you sold at 40, you would have been 9 times up, right? No one got you 9 times up this year, but also no one took you like what? How low are we right now, man? Are we hitting that 70% retrace on Bitcoin, man? I have to look at a chart where I have my fibs. No, we're retracing to that 618, right? We talked about that. So we have retraced over 50% of the way. I believe also it's very hard to find someone that would drop you that much. Anyways, let's go and look at Ripple real quick on the daily. Man, look at Ripple, bro. Being a champ. Taking some dominance yesterday, right? Like 3.68%. Right now, going up 0.58%, right? Sitting at 5.41% of market cap, man. Ripple bringing in the bread. Anyways, what is going on with Ripple on the daily, man? Well, it looks like this triangle pattern that we charted we could still potentially be within it, I'll just extend this channel a little bit more to cover where we're at. There we go. We're still within that upsloping channel. However, we are sitting below at 20 MA. We're starting to get some contraction on the Bollinger Bands, right? Unlike anyone else, right? We do have this upper part coming in a little bit. We are touching this bottom part of the channel, using it as support. However, the more we touch it, the likely it is we're going to break the downside. We are sitting above 25 cents, which is something I do like, right? We talked about the dangers of being below 25 cents. So yesterday we managed to close the second day above it. And yesterday we actually didn't drop below 25 cents. The low was 25.1, right? So 25.1 cents. Again, that's pretty good. Now, today's candle's opening a little bit red, but I'm not too worried about that yet. Still making positive momentum, right? Would really need to run this up a lot for us to make some sort of divergence, right? Right now we would be going with the market wherever we go, unless this momentum definitely goes much higher. Then we could make some hidden bearish divergence, and then again, I wouldn't be too worried. I'm not sure how high this is going to go without Bitcoin interfering, right? Bitcoin will play some role in this for sure, right? We talked about that every stream. Now, what is going on, man? We are seeing above that 20 MA, which is good. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff, man. This already played out. It was what we had there, a morning star and an evening star, right? And we talked about those patterns for you guys to identify them in the future. Anyways, let's go into the more immediate stuff, right? I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff real quick, and then yeah, there we go. We are making a new island of positive momentum. Man, we almost went to zero. Actually, we did zero here with this red candle, right? It undid a couple days before. We just went to zero. And then we're starting to build again positive momentum. Stuff I don't like off the bat. And it might be... Yeah, it is, bro. These two candles are the same height at the bodies. And then you're going from here to here. So again, you kind of sort of are making bearish divergence. Medium bearish divergence at that. So again, just watch out for that as you trade, right? Because it could potentially mean price action to the downside on Ripple. Now, are we doing that on here? Yeah, also, right? You're going lower. So again, you have that bearish divergence playing out on Ripple. Keep an eye out for that. It could potentially bring price action to the downside. Again, this is not very strong up here. Let's go into the 1 hour, man. In the 1 hour, in the more immediate, right? From this high to this high, we're lower. So you would not have that bearish divergence developing on the 1 hour, right? Because you're actually lower than your previous one, right? So you're higher or lower. Now you're going with the market, you're congruent. Then on the bottom part, man, when they're choppy like this, I don't like it too much. Right? The bars look all weird, man. Then the bottoms are not the best looking either. Trying to figure this out, man. We're definitely higher. We're making less momentum again. We're not doing anything on the bottom part. I'm not gonna call anything on the bottom part of Ripple right now. I'm gonna call bullish divergence or anything like that. We're going with the market. So again, that's where I'm gonna stay at right now. Yeah, that's it for Ripple. I want something a little bit better to develop, right? A Bollinger Band's volatility is starting to expand a little bit, but right now I'm not too confident calling anything on Ripple because we're actually going higher, and our negative momentum is also there. So again, we're going with the market, and we could potentially keep on running this up part of the channel, right? Like I said, then if this was to be a valid triangle, then we break it, and then we'll see where that takes us, right? Should be a measure move. With that measure move would put us at that top part of the triangle, just like it did here, right? We had this sort of triangle developing within the channel. We broke it, took us all the way to the upper part. Then we started to make another triangle. Then we kind of broke to the upside, and we got that we should get that measure move, right? If we break to the upside, sorry, we have not broken up to the upside yet. But that's what I would expect for Ripple right now. Anyways, let's go on to Litecoin. Anyways, on Litecoin, Charlie Lee seems to be on the same page with Greg Maxwell, right? When it comes to Bitcoin's 51% attack on 51% attack being a trade-off, right, for decentralization. Now, this article is certainly interesting, right? And it does go into a recent tweet, right? That is, I do have it over here, right? It says, address the Reddit post by Bitcoin core developer Greg Maxwell, right? Charlie Lee claims that one cannot fix the 51% flaw without making the Bitcoin network more centralized. Now, according to Litecoin creator, this is essential to understanding for those who want to understand Bitcoin and the concept of decentralization, right? The person who started the original post started a heated discussion, right, when asking whether it's possible to make Bitcoin network less vulnerable by rewriting some of the software to cap a miner's percentage of the hash rate. In his lengthy comment, Maxwell explains why it's impossible to eliminate the possibility of a 51% attack without turning Bitcoin into a centralized system like Ripple, EOS, or IOTA. Using a computer power to vote instead of relying on central parties makes it possible to achieve decentralization. Now, nearly 70% of the hash rate is controlled by China right now, considering that it is an authoritarian government that has already banned Bitcoin in some areas. Its concentration of power raises many questions about the future of Bitcoin. And according to Maxwell, a hypothetical attack on the Bitcoin blockchain by a group of super powerful miners is not the biggest problem faced by the top cryptocurrency. He states that it would be far riskier if the coin users never created a protest or never created got tongue twisted, man. If the coin users never cared to protect his decentralization properties. There we go. Anyways, that's it. That's the article, man. This is interesting read, man. If you guys have a chance, go look at it. It's on this Reddit. It's on Charlie Lee's. It came on the Litecoin in the Litecoin feed because we always have news for Bitcoin. We never have anything for Litecoin. Although it's a Bitcoin/Litecoin tweet because it's done by Charlie Lee. We put it in the Litecoin segment just because we rarely have news for Litecoin, so it just felt good for them to get something for a change, right? Anyways, what is going on with Litecoin on the daily? Yesterday, losing a little bit of market cap, 1.09%. Right now, losing a little bit more, 0.26. Might buy a few Litecoins, yeah. To just have. Get something else, man. I mean, it's your money, but I'm not sure how good Litecoin is going to be, man. It has not been able to shift the trend at all, man. Anyways, Litecoin sitting at 1.69% of market cap. Price of Litecoin sitting at 54.15%. Still within this channel, right? We were talking about this potential triangle upsloping. We said it was bearish. We're going to break to the downside. Man, I mean, I know Bitcoin brought us down, but it certainly seems to have played out as breaking out of the channel because we also hit almost a measure move, right? All the way to the downside, right? Again, this channel being more or less parallel, right? Not upsloping or downsloping. It just looks very flat. We are still within that flat line, still making less negative momentum, sitting below 20 MA with volatility. Open and sitting sold, right, at 31.88. Again, that's low. Dude, it's cheap. It's cheap at 20, man. Like over here, right? Right now, you have retraced a lot. I'm not sure if we did a full fibs. Yeah, it has retraced almost 78% of the way. It is a good buy, dude. If you buy here, you set up a good stop loss. You're going in at a good price, right? again, you could come here again, touch that 786, and then run to the upside. But you know, Bitcoin can potentially put a stop on that. Anyways, like I said, getting at these prices would make sense. I do agree. You're in a deep retrace, right? Retrace area being from that 382 to that 618. So again, from that 38.2% at $99 to that 61.8% at $70. Again, that's where you would see most of the retraces. We are retracing deeper. It's not a confirmed bottom yet. So again, we could still drop more, come somewhere on an 80% retrace, and then pump to the upside. But getting it at 78.6%, it is. I do agree. It's a good in. Just make sure your technicals do support that, right? Right now, we're making price similar to the lowest that we had, right? The lowest lows. So we'll go from here to here in a straight line. We're definitely going lower, so you have bullish divergence, and you also have it on the RSI. So again, bullish divergence on the daily for Litecoin. Potential price action to the upside. Just saying potential right now because we are still developing this day. We might make this a little bit lower, and that'll be fine. We can go lower, and this is not gonna go much higher, right? So we will potentially develop that bullish divergence, unless Bitcoin tanks and it brings this bank down with it, and then it'll be like hell breaking loose, right? You're thinking long run might shoot up there, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how bullish. Let's look at smaller scales to see where this is actually sitting at. Getting rid of this real quick. So we do have other lows, right, that are on positive momentum. So again, you will be going with the market then. I'm more interested on the much larger one, right? So it'll be back here. Even though these look like wicks in the daily, here we have something else, right? There's a Bands Custom Culture vote link. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to post the links, man. If you can, that's fine. But if you can't, send it to me, and I'll put it on the send to me via message, and then I'll put it up on the stream comments, right? It's a gamble. Yeah, it's a gamble right now, bro. Look, even on the Heck and Sheet candles, you're probably not making anything, right? You're still on a downtrend. So again, just be careful with that. I'm trying to determine, because right now, this would be your lower that you have, right? Which is back here. And it's not even that, it's this. If we go to this point, you do have this lower that would have meant bullish divergence. You played up to the upside, it was very weak. And it's too much far back. It's way, way far back, man. You're over way too many periods back. I'm not comfortable calling a bullish divergence from here to here. Now, on the 4 hours, it could play out. Yes, it can, but I'm not too comfortable going this far back, right? Again, because you have other lows that already happened, right? That's it. That's what I'm calling Litecoin. Even though right now it looks flat, right? Like moving within a flat channel, like we said. Anyways, what's going on Litecoin in the hour? Now here I can call it because it's clear as day, and it's in a time frame that would be consistent with what we're looking at. You have bullish divergence developing on the RSI and on the MACD, right? MACD histogram and on the RSI. You have that bullish divergence price action to the upside, right? You got your first candle, you're getting that second candle. It's not looking very strong. Let's wait and see how this plays out, right? It would seem like a good area to get in, like I said, but Bitcoin is also developing that bullish divergence, so again, you might pump up with it. That's it for Litecoin. Let's go into Binance. What's up, guys? You have another project that you want to look at after we finish Binance. Binance is not going to be that lengthy. It's a very small article. It's just about people like doing a transfer, right, to Binance. That's it. So if you guys have other coins that you want us to look at, just let me know in the chat so I can, as soon as we finish with Binance, I can like put them up and not like waste a lot of your time. While like the question goes out there and then you guys reply. Anyways. It is useful to look at major transactions, right? Because then it can certainly give you like ideas of if there's going to be a pump or something in the market, right? Still holding off buying Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll look at BTH. Now on the Binance, right? Like I said, Apparently someone wants to buy the dip. Someone moved. There was a well alert that came out, right? The tweet's not open. Snap. Where did he go? I lost the tweet. Man, it was a good tweet. I lost it. I had it open and I probably kicked something out. I hit something else. Anyways, someone moved 17 million, right? 17.58 million US Tether into a Binance account. Someone probably wants to buy a dip, right? Which dip? It's unknown, right? Let me know in the comments what do you think they're gonna buy. Do you think they're gonna buy Bitcoin or something else? Anyways, someone also moved $5,000 from Binance to an unknown wallet. That's also interesting, right? Big moves in and out of Binance today for sure. That's the article. That's all it had, right? One second. There we go. So let's go and look at Binance, right? What's happening with Binance on the daily? Yesterday had a red day. Right now, developing a red day, minus 0.01%. Yesterday, dropping 1.08%, sitting at 1.15% of market cap again. Not very much going on. Price of Binance sitting at $14.99. Binance is in discount a little bit. You know, you can potentially buy it and have a good move, right? Anyways, what's going on? We are hitting that mid part of the channel. We rejected it being too weak. Also, you know, congruent with Bitcoin dumping. So, or not dumping, but going down. Anyway, starting to develop the new candle, finding some support right around that 14.61, right? Trying to figure out what else is going on. Sitting below at 20 MA, Bollinger Band starting to contract a little bit, so again, we might start to develop some contraction there. Making positive Momo, even though we're making negative price action, and again, going with the Heiken and She candles, we are still within a downtrend, right? We're trending negative right now. So again, not much going on with this. I mean, if we go to the bodies from here, right? Yeah, trend line. Right? From here to here, we'll be going lower. And then from here to here, we're actually at positive, right? So you're on the other side. So you will be going like zero. You will be making some bullish divergence, right? You also have it on the RSI from here to here. So again, potential price action to the upside on Binance. So into the 4 hours, man. On the 4 hours, sitting at 34 on the RSI, which puts you on that sold area, making negative momentum, right? And not sitting below that more immediate low, right? It's on the positive side, but still. Like, Litecoin is just looking very weird, man, because it's been very flat moving, right? So again, we have to wait for a movement to happen, right? Getting above that 20 MA, breaking above that mid part of the channel, you know, Bitcoin pumping to the upside would certainly give us a better indicator than what we're looking at. So I'm going to move into the 1 hour. The 4 hours not being very friendly lately, right? Anyways, here, unlike the other ones, we don't have that divergence that we had, right? That was easily seen, right? These being lower, then being a little bit higher, right? Like in Litecoin, right? Here you're going in and you're going lower. And then on Binance, you're going lower, but you're being more or less flat, man. You actually... Technically, you are. You're going a little bit lower. I'll give it to Binance, right? From this one, not the previous one. So it'll be from here to here, right? It's slightly less. It was hard to tell, man. I thought we were like flatlining or a little bit more. So like 0.0159 and then 0.014. Technically lower. So again, you can definitely say you have it. And from here to here, you're definitely going lower. So again, bullish divergence developing, you're getting your second candle, looking very weak, much weaker than Litecoin, right? But anyways, that's it for Binance. William, James, you want Bitcoin Cash? Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. You said BTH, sorry. You said BTH or BCH, bro? Because BTH, I didn't find it on ticker. Unless it's a stock that you want us to look at, then just let me know it's a stock, and then I'll look. And if it's a stock, tell me where it's trading at. Like, then we can look at it. But anyways, I'll look at Bitcoin Cash right now for the meantime. I do believe I have that one open, so that's why it's probably not popping up here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I assume it was Bitcoin Cash, bro. No worries. I do have a Bitcoin Cash open. Let's do dominance because Bitcoin Cash does have dominance because it's one of the larger coins, right? Bitcoin Cash gaining dominance yesterday, gapping down today, getting dominance again. Sitting at 1.96% off market. Yesterday going up 2.56%. Right now going up 0. It's actually negative. Why is it looking green, man? That's awkward. Anyways, this tells me we're going down. We're going down 0.77%, but it's looking green. So again, you made some nice price action yesterday, probably. You gained some dominance nicely. So let me look again for Bitcoin Cash here. I do believe I have it open. Just give me 1 second. I don't have it open. Why is it not? Here we go. Ah, man, I thought it was going to look a lot different than this, man. For that movement to the outside, getting dominance, you know. Anyways, let's look what's going on. You're lower, you're higher. You know, it just makes sense, right, that you're not making that much negative moment. Anyways, I would expect for this to break down a little bit more. Maybe to the same price. Make a red island somewhere around here. Then you can create some bullish divergence that you can maybe run to the upside, right? The only reason this would run to the upside right now is because Bitcoin runs to the upside. Otherwise, it's just looking like it's moving sideways, right? Sitting at 30.35, right? So you're on that verge of that like sold, almost oversold, right? So again, some potential price action to the upside from the RSI, but no divergence developing. So again, I'm not gonna call anything on the daily. Let's go into the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Right. See, this is what I don't like in the 4 hour. Looking like this, it's looking the same that Litecoin and Binance did, right? It's just flat, man. And especially this last couple of 4 hour charts, it's just moving sideways, man. Look, even the MACD and the RSI are just more or less flat. So again, nothing really discernible that we can trace and chart. You're still higher than this, right? Again, that will be your low, higher low, high, lower high, lower high. So again, you're just channeling. You are contracting within the Bollinger Bands. You're still below 20 MA. So again, that contraction is going to lead to an explosive movement. Upside or downside, it's still yet to be defined. Let's go look at the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, sitting below 20 MA with volatility starting to stagnate a little bit. It looks like we're just moving sideways twice. So again, however, what's going on here, right? So this already played out, so I'm just going to mark it for you to know and see it so you can look at it when you're looking at the charts. So again, you had some bullish divergence, price action to the upside. You got it. It was very weak. You didn't even make a higher high than the previous high. So again, you're just going up. And then if this was to be considered a movement to the upside, you would have to develop something. Even though it's very microscopic, you would seem like you would kind of sort of be flagging, right? So maybe a triangle. Not the strongest looking, but, you know, at least it's something. That's what I could say, even though I don't like this as an impulse up, right? And then from this low, you're making a higher low. So again, that negative momentum is not doing anything for you right now. Also, you had that divergence also, right? You had that bullish divergence develop as well. So there we go. That's it, man. That's it for Binance, right? Gearing up for a big move? Yeah, maybe, man. I'm not sure. Look, everyone has seen bigger moves than this, right? This is just indecision, man. No one knows what's going to happen. Look at Bitcoin, man. It had, even though it's going down, it has had more moves, right? Look at Ethereum, man. Also, looking more or less the same like Bitcoin, right? Even though it went up a little bit higher. Look at Ripple, right? Ripple more or less defending it, right? Not going down. But you look at these coins, and then you look at a Bitcoin Cash. I had it at the bottom almost. 1 second. I'm getting to it. Did I just pass it? No, there we go. This looks much different, right, than everyone else. You didn't have those same impulses up. It's looking very weak, man. It looks like it's gonna do whatever Bitcoin does. That's what this is telling you, man. It's not strong enough to be independent and do something on its own. Again, is it a good in? Is it a good out? It depends, bro. If you believe that this is low enough for you to go in, and that's your risk. Again, I cannot measure your risk. Your risk tolerance and your risk aversion are different from mine. Would I go in on this right now? Probably not. Should you go in on this? It depends on your risk tolerance, right? You can go in, set up a good stop loss, right? And then wait up and hope for the best, because right now the technicals are not saying anything, man. Only thing we had was this bullish divergence here that had already played out to the upside. Again, much more interesting stuff happening on Bitcoin, right? With the bullish divergence on the 1 hour, bullish divergence on the 4 hour, right? And then bullish divergence on the daily, right? It should potentially pump to the upside. Although this candle still not yet fully developed, from here to here, this is screaming price action to the upside, right? Which might be congruent with us lowering this negative momentum more, getting a crossing of the MACD over the signal line, and potentially pump to the upside, right? Anyways, stuff that I'm worried about Bitcoin, and I haven't done lately. Again, I'll do it on this stream. I'm gonna change the length of my line to 200. Look at, man, this is the 200 MA, right? This is the last 200 days, because we're looking at the daily. Look at where we're at, man. We're sitting well below that 200 MA, right? The only thing I don't like about the 200 MA, and we talked about it the other day with the stream, right? I'll make this very small so I can make this larger. We are on the bull trend above that 200 MA, right? Then we broke the downside, right? And then we were on that bear market, right? That bear winter, or whatever we were calling it. White walkers coming all over the place, you know. Can't break that 200 wall, right, of ice that was preserving us. And then we break it, right? And then we go above it, right? And we're in that bull trend again, right? And that's what we want to see. But right now, with the movements that we've seen, we are far from being there, right? Even though we're here, look at where we're at, man. We're still diverging from that 200 MA. So I mean, that bullish divergence, first we have to hit that 20 that midline, then we have to hit the 20 MA, and once we do that, we would have to go all the way up here to like 8,600, 8,000. What is that, man? Like 8,579, and then hopefully from there you can break to the upside, right? Again, not looking the best for Bitcoin Cash, or I mean for Bitcoin, right? Sitting below that 200 MA is not very strong. Put it back on the 20, and then you'll see where it's at, right? So, then again, it's also not very good that you have one of your... let me get a... I need something to write. I want to take a note of some numbers real quick, and I can't find my pen. Here it is. Look, man, I'll make this note real quick. I want to look at two numbers real quick. Where is this sitting at? 8,714. 8,714. And where was that 200 MA sitting at? So, I mean, that's the only bad thing about not having the pro version of this, is that I cannot have multiple lines. 8,571. 79. Okay, so the bad thing is that you might get like a death cross coming, I think. Because your 20 MA is going to cross over your 200. And that's usually not good, man. Right? So again, let me go back to that 20 MA. See how the 20 MA is coming down and the 200s are going up, and they're sitting really close. You might get that cross, and then, you know, if you get a dead cross, and it's not going to be pretty, man. You usually get drops with those. If I get rid of the Bollinger Bands, I want to do that, man. I'm going to get rid of the Bollinger Bands real quick. I'm going to get that quiet. I don't want exponential. I want quadruple simple. Quadruple moving averages. Here we go. This one. And then I'm going to go here real quick. And I'm going to do something. I want my 20. Right? And then I want the 50. I don't care. The 100 I don't care for. And then I want the 200. Right? So I'm going to make this a little bit thicker for you guys to see. So the 20 is going to be like purple. Then the 50 is going to be green. And then the 100 is going to be orange. And then this one I'll make yellow. Or where's yellow, man? Here it is. There we go. Boom. Okay. See what I'm talking about? Oh, man. This is not the best to look at this in... I didn't want to do that either, man. Drop this to the bottom part. No, where is it? There we go. Hide this. I want to look at tools. There we go. I'm gonna make this another color, man. I'm gonna make it orange. I'm not repeating orange. Yeah, I am. I'll make this one blue, man. I don't care. I don't care too much for the 100 MA because we're way below that, right? Anyways, what I want to show you, man. Getting this cross. Look, here you have your 20 MA, right? You cross your 20 MA over your 50 MA. I think it was a green, right? And you get price action to the downside, right? So you can imagine what's gonna happen when we cross that 20 MA over the 200 MA. Right? You'll buy me pro. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Dude, like I said, man, it's not looking very, very strong, man. When you get those crosses, right? Look at your 200, right? Look what happens when you cross your 20 over your 200, right? You get price action to the upside, right? But when you cross it the opposite way, look, here you have the 20 MA, here you have the 200. Look at that, like just carnage that happened, right? You break to the downside, right? Crossing higher time frames, lower time frames over higher time frames is not very good, man. And we're about to get one in the next day or two, depending on what this does. So that's why I'm pulling for this to potentially be a bullish divergence that could potentially see price action to the upside. It might buy us a little bit more time before that cross, man. If we get this cross, crypto winter could be upon us again, and that wouldn't be very good, man. Again, it'll just bring a lot of price action to the downside, and yeah, it wouldn't be pretty, man. Thanks, William James. I appreciate it, man. We'll talk about it off stream, man. Anyways, like I'm saying, dude, it's not looking very strong. Yeah, that's it, man. Nothing much I can say about this except for that, right? That it's not the best looking right now, man. Even though we had that divergence, look, man, it's starting to turn green today. Zero, we're sitting at zero, man. Plus 0.04. Starting to move to the upside, right? That bullish divergence, I hope it plays out. Maybe helps us a little bit with this. You know, that's it. That's all I can say about Bitcoin, man. I'm a little bit worried about this. Who's it? Benny. Benny, are you here, man? If you're here, do say hi so we can look at seller. If you're not here, we might just skip on seller and I can talk about it on private with you when we do talk on Twitter, right? Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin, man. I mean, I'm trying to see what else I can look at that we haven't looked at, right? Crossing different moving averages is not good, right? Then you get the opposite, right? You get your golden cross. You cross your lesser moving average over your major one, so in the opposite direction, right? And then you get those nice price actions to the upside. So again, Bitcoin making you nervous? Yes, it's making me nervous too. Because if this tanks, it's gonna tank Ripple, and I didn't close my position on Ripple. I have it open because I have a lot of faith in that project, but I did take out a lot of my position of Bitcoin, and I just left a few sats floating around, man, not too much. And mainly because I'm not sure what Bitcoin's gonna do right now. I mean, I am seeing that potential bullish divergence. I am seeing that resistance from the mid part of the channel. I have seen that we are weak, but you know, not being able to get above the 20 MAs, etc. You know, Link. Yeah, we can look at Link. One second, just serving a little bit more water, man. XRP going up fast right now. Yeah, let's go look at XRP, man. Yeah. We talked about this, right? We said if we break to the upside, Bitcoin goes to the upside. We go to the upside. Bitcoin having bullish divergence. This doesn't have bullish divergence right now. But we talk about being within this structure. If we break it, we might get a measure move. We're seeing some resistance around the mid part right now. That's good. That's normal, right? And we have some resistance around two resistances right now. The more immediate one being the mid part of the channel, and then the other one we're hitting being 26,610, right? So again, we have that right now. Anyways, good call on Ripple, man. This is not pumping as hard, and then Bitcoin is also not pumping as hard. But anyways, Bitcoin doing something, right? Not looking that hard on the daily, but look at it on the hourly, man. And that why? Again, bullish divergence on the 1 hour, right? We talked about it. We called it earlier, man. We hadn't even developed. We hadn't even closed this candle when we called it, man. This was still looking like gloomy and reddish. Again, yeah, good stuff. Anyways, can we be strong enough to hit and break that 20 MA, man? That's the most immediate resistance that we have. I'm not too hype about this pump on Bitcoin, man. I'm not sure how high it's gonna get. Like I said, man, it might be doing one of these things, right, where it's just gonna go up a little bit and then like break down again. Yeah, let's wait and see how this one plays out, man. I'll do like a little bit more on Ripple, man. But like I said, man, you have this you have two resistances that you have to break above right now. So again, makes it a little bit harder, right? Anyways, I'm gonna get rid of the quadruple simple moving averages that I had, and I'm gonna throw the Bollinger Bands again. There we go. And then again, I have to go and edit this, man. Every time I change something, I have to go back and reset it, man. I hate that. There we go. So again, yeah, you know, stuff we talked about, right? 6K is where you want Bitcoin, so you can buy a bunch. Yeah, maybe, man. Might be a good in, right? It's nice that we're going up. We can get up to like maybe 27 or so if we break above this, which would mean more or less a measure move, right, of the triangle that we're in. So a little bit more accurate, it will be this top to this bottom here. Even though it's not looking like a bottom, but that's the bottom of the triangle, right? We hit over here, that bottom. Anyways, could expect to get at least in that measure move up to like 27.40. If we go farther than that, then we have some resistance around 27.91 and then that 28, right? Yeah, I think I would wait for Bitcoin to hit a bottom, right? A bottom that we can call a bottom, and then do some sort of retrace fibs and check it out, and then potentially get in with some nice stop losses. But right now, it's not looking the best. You can retrace on Ripple, right? It was a nice pump, but let's see if we can hold it, man. Again, that resistance, it could be strong, right? And with this pump, I have to look at the 4 hours and wonder if we are making bearish divergence, right? And you're not going to like the answer, bro. Because this is low, and that's higher. And this is high, and we don't have any other... Well, we do have these islands, but we never make negative momentum, so this is all one green island, right? And guess what? You're going higher, and you're going lower, and you're making strong bearish divergence, which could potentially bring this down. Man, I don't want to be the pessimist or the bearer of bad news. I do hope that we break above, man, and you know, this is still developing, right? But whatever we do, unless we hit that top part of the channel, and that's a big if, we might negate that divergence, right? Or make some like weak bearish divergence. Right now on the MACD you don't have it, right? On the more immediate term, and in the larger scale you don't have it, right? Because you will be talking from here to here. But on the MACD histogram you do have that divergence. Again, man, let's see how that plays out for Ripple, man. Definitely keep an eye out for it. Like I say, on Bitcoin, not looking too strong, right? We do have that divergence, not playing out very strong right now. On the 4 hours, we don't have it. On the 1 hour, right? Nice bar coming in for sure. This doji also bullish engulfing. Look, something else that we talked about on Bitcoin, right? The weekly, man. We are starting this new week today, I guess. I'll have to make this much bigger. It just turned green, man. We talked about this that week before. We've never seen more than 4 red bars in a row on Bitcoin, right? The most we've seen is 4, and then we get some like green candles, right? Even on the major bear trend, right? The most you had was like 1, 2, and then you got broken down by this green one, then 1, 2 again, and then green, right? On the more immediate terms, you never had like 4 straight red weeks, except until like when was it? Like way back here, man. Sorry. Like, but here you had 4 and then a green one, right? And then another red one, and then back here you also had the same thing happen, right? Like 4, but more than 4, it's never happened in a row. So again, at least on this chart. So for me, it'll be a first if this week that we just started like 3 hours ago turns out to be red. Then it would be the first time we see 5 red candles in a row, potentially ever, man. And that's probably not very good, you know. Anyways, the price of Bitcoin is struggling right now. Let's see how it does throughout the day, right? Again, have that 20 MA we have to break above, so just have to like keep an eye out for that. I mean, potentially if this it plays out, right, and we get higher highs, at least get above 8,400 again, which is a more immediate one, or at least 8,000, man, right? We are sitting at 7,876. 8,000 being a nice, good round number that has kept us up before. And other than that, could we make maybe a double bottom? I mean, I would have liked to see that a little bit down still, so we could have said that we had a double bottom, right? We probably do have a double bottom. We could probably call it double bottom. I'll check it on the daily, though. We could be developing a double bottom on the daily. I'll say that. Yeah, I see it. I'll show it to you guys. So this will be one bottom. Oh man, what did I do? I didn't draw it. Oh, that's because I have the drawing tool. There we go. That could be one bottom, right? And then we could be developing the second one. So again, potential double bottom coming in. That would be bullish, right? That would potentially mean price action to the upside. Stuff that I'm looking at still, still within this down sloping wedge, which is fine. Stuff I don't like is that we didn't hit this measure move, right? Even halfways. We have not hit that 618 also for retrace. So again, it could potentially be a like bear trap developing, right? Slightly going out, but not yet defined. Let's see what Ripple's doing right now. And then we'll look at Link. You wanted to look at Link. I'm not sure if we already did Link, but we'll look at Link. We got distracted with Ripple. Ripple, and it's, yeah. On the daily, you don't have that. Right? Only on the 1 hour, you have that divergence that we talked about, right? And the potential still. I think it was on this chart that we had it. Was it in the 4 hours, maybe? Yeah, it was in the 4 hours. You had that bullish bearish divergence developing, right? So, again, I'll put it here for it to be a little bit easier to look at. And then, I went to 1 hour. Apparently, I had something. There we go. That's it. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. You are above that 26,610. So 26,61, right? Let's look at Link. I think I do have Link open somewhere, so I can look at that for sure. Link. Here we go. All right. So this is daily, right? Link's looking nice, right? On the daily, you don't have any bullish divergence developing, right? Because you're still on the positive side, but you also don't have any bearish divergence developing, right? You kind of had it back here, from here to here. Then like, what was this at? Like 4320941. Yeah, it's slightly lower. Very slightly lower, right? So you were kind of going slightly lower. So you kind of had bearish divergence. It played down a little bit, but then you kind of popped up. So maybe something developed on the smaller time frames, right? You don't have that divergence developing on the RSI, right? You don't have anything developing on the bottom part either that would be bullish. So again, right now, you're getting a nice pump on Link. That's pretty good, man. This is a nice green candle from yesterday. Okay, let's go into the 4 hour. All right, cool. So in the more immediate, right, this 4 hour, you'll be going from here to here. This is definitely higher than this right now. However, this is still developing, right? You can still go higher and negate it. But right now, you would be making bearish divergence, sorry, right? And not so much on the RSI. You're going slightly higher than here. Again, that is fine. You can pump a little bit higher and it might not play out. However, if this was to be valid, right, and you don't make another high, and then you have that bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside, right? That's where things can go for this. Now let's go into the 1 hour. Sorry guys, my phone started to vibrate. Making sure, yeah, it's just BS. It's just some of my alerts saying that XRP up 4.83%, XLM 3.15%, and Zcash 2.32. Anyways, I'm not sure what time frame they're giving me those at, but anyways, let's go into the 1 hour. See, on the 1 hour, you don't have that bearish divergence, right? You're low, you're going higher, and that's fine. You're going with the market. Now you also don't have any bullish divergence developing, right? You're going higher, and then you're still going lower, right? On the RSI, you also don't have that divergence, right? You're going higher. You're just kind of going with the market here. Trying to look farther back, see if. So yeah, right now, let's say that you use that 20 MA as support. You kind of hit it, bounced off it. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So again, you can potentially rally up to the upside. However, you're probably going to get to the same high. Yeah, XRP alert is going crazy. Yeah, for sure, man. Stuff that I can see happening, right, is you have the potential right now because you don't have anything stopping you to go at least to this same height or higher, right? Right, this higher or higher. And then stuff that I can see happening is that you're either not gonna make any positive momentum, right? So you're gonna be zero, or you're gonna make some positive momentum, but it's gonna be very small. And you know what? That's gonna cause you to have some bearish divergence, right? That's potentially gonna have price action to the downside. So again, just be careful with this. Right now, you don't have it, like I said, right? You're going down. You don't have any positive momentum. So again, lower high, no positive momentum, you're fine. Even if you make something and you're lower than this line, you're fine. But if you hit this line and you're down sloping here with this line, you brace yourself because you have some bearish divergence, right? So you could potentially see some price action to the downside, and you will likely also get it on your RSI. Anyways, this was a nice reset of the RSI, brought you to that neutral zone. You could potentially run up again, but like I said, you're going to get exhausted, right? Every time you go up higher, but with less strength, with less positive momentum. That's why you get that exhaustion. That's why you get that bearish divergence that eventually you end up breaking down, right? So just watch out for those moves. Yeah, so, man. You gotta stay hydrated, man. That flu, it's not gonna go away just with like meds, right? That's fine, bro. We can look at any coin that you want, right? I have no problem looking at coins, stocks, or anything else, man. I'm not sure if Ben is still here with us, man. I do know that for him it's like Sunday, but I think he's an hour ahead. I think he's like in the East Coast, so he's probably like in his PJs passing out or something, you know, or yeah. I know he does like Seller. I'll look at Seller real quick for him though, just to not leave it hanging. Right, if he catches the stream later on, he'll know we did Seller. Anyway, Seller, we're still within this structure more or less, not breaking out yet. We traced this yesterday. We didn't even know if it was going to play out or not. Anyways, we apparently are still bound by this structure, making positive momentum still. I don't like that too much, right? Because we're going lower with higher. Are you going slightly higher, right? And you're definitely going lower from here to here, even though it's slant and it's within the same island, you know, whatever. A lot of people don't like it, you know. This would be hidden bearish divergence, right, for sellers. So again, potential price continuation, which trend seems to be going down still. Sitting low on the RSI at 35 with volatility definitely open on that Bollinger Bands, right? And sitting below at 20 MA. Now, how is this looking like in the Heck and the Sheet candles? Well, it's probably going to be red. Yeah, see all red. So, okay, now that we know that the trend's still negative for this, what's happening in the 4 hours, right? Again, I don't like it when they're like this, man. We are going lower, right? We do have more negative momentum. So again, we're just going with the market. No bullish divergence developing. Definitely no bearish divergence because we're not making it higher, and we're not making even a green, right? So again, something on the RSI, nope, going lower. And again, on the top, you're also going lower. So you're going with the market, just market movements. Certainly tightening on the Bollinger Bands, still rejecting the 20 in the past 12 hours, right? So being weak, not being too strong, right? Anyways, what's happening on the more immediate one, in the 1 hour? Breaking above that 20 MA, potentially because Bitcoin is pumping, right? But anyways, see, this one, if it goes to this height, right? Supposing that this triangle is not a valid pattern, yeah, dude, when you're here, man, guys, don't lurk. Say hi, we can chat. It certainly does bring a different vibe to the stream, right? If I just sit here and talk, man, at some point in time, it just feels like repetitive, whatever. But if there's this interaction going on, it definitely makes it much, much better, man. Hey, William James, I did see your comment yesterday on the YouTube video. I did not have a time to reply. I will reply to you, though. Today being Sunday and the market being kind of dead, I did decide to spend a little bit more time with my family, because during the week with work and stuff, and even with this, I don't get to see them that much. So Saturdays and Sundays, I do try to stay with them a little bit more, right? So again, anyways, what's going on with this, right? Like I said, we could potentially go up to these heights, and still momentum might be more or less the same. So again, if this pumps higher, we might not even have any bearish divergence. So again, it could potentially be good for a seller, right? Maybe break out of this structure to the upside. And if you do that, man, you can probably get a measure move from high to low, right? And then take it here, whatever you break out, right? So you can have a nice move on seller. I'm not sure if it's going to play out or not, but just keep it in mind as you set up your trades. Again, on the RSI, same thing, right? You can probably go higher and still not make any divergence. So again, it's cool, man. So what else? That seller, we did it quickly. I mean, there's not much going on with seller yet. Let's go back and look at Ripple, man. I'm wondering if we're still retracing. Man, we are pumping more. That's good. We broke that. We broke those resistances, man. That is good. That's what we want to see, right? So again, we had traced a measure move that we had to hit. I deleted it because I do that a lot. Delete stuff off the charts to keep them a little bit clean. Anyways, this would be the measure move, right? At least 27.37. And then from there, we can probably start flagging down. However, I do like that we moved to the next tier of potential support, right? We have not confirmed this new 26,610, right, area as actual support. Is now a good time to buy more? Well, we haven't even closed this candle, man. I'm just saying it's good that we're above it. We still have an hour, half an hour to go, right? If I go and look at the half an hour chart, we did close above that. Where's the 30 minute? Here we go. Right, we closed above that. We are making the new candle, right? Still green. I'm not sure how this is playing out because, yeah, apparently we opened down here. So maybe we gapped out. We gapped down on the opening. No, actually, this is going down. I mean, I hate it when it does this, dude. See, it tells me up here on the corner, negative 0.07, but it looks green. That's just messed up, bro. Now, is it good? Look, it's good that we broke above it, right? We have not confirmed it, right? It could be a fake breakout. Sometimes they do happen, right? You break out, in the next candle, you retrace and close back in. Now, I do like that we're here, right? We are again minus. Why is it? Now there we go. Now it turned red. Now it turned green. So, yeah. Anyways, dude, I would we apparently touched that mid part of the channel, bounced off it. That is good. It turned red for a second. You probably saw it, and then it bounced. Wait for the 30 minute. It's too small of a time frame, dude. It's not very reliable. Wait for the hour to close above this. And then if it closes, right, your next candle, make sure it doesn't dip. But if your next candle dips, you're good. Because you're probably going to go back into this 26 cent to 25 cent range. Right, so 26.6. So again, I'm not sure if Ripple's good to go in right now. Look, we are still within this upsloping channel, right? You could do one of these, pump to the upside, and then like flag down, right? And then we did it twice. Once, twice, and then we can do it again, right? So it's not necessarily. I'm not even sure if we're gonna hit that measure move, dude. We are at the place that where we hit enough of that measure move for us to like retrace some, right? Now, let me try something. And this is gonna be just to see something. I'm gonna call this the local low. I'm gonna do it the opposite way because I didn't want it to go that way with the fibs. You shouldn't fib the way I'm gonna do it right now. Sorry, I went out to sky. Because if you go from high to low, you would have to take the next local low, which would be this one, right? And we retrace 100% of the way. That measure move, right, puts us at that 1618, which is another good area to go, right, and hit. But we didn't hit it, right? We started to break down before that. So, again, that will be retracing 168% of the way, which is good, right? That means you went back to 100%. So from 0, you retrace 100%, and now you're heading towards like that 68% above that, right? So again, it's good. But like I said, dude, I'm not sure how this is gonna play out for Ripple. It's gonna depend a lot also on what Bitcoin does, right? And Bitcoin apparently turning positive right now on the daily, right? And that's good. That's bullish, right? Slightly green, but green nonetheless. Now in the 1 hour, man, we are getting that nice green candle, right? It's much larger than it was a couple of minutes ago for sure. Because a couple of minutes ago it was probably around here. So again, looking good. Now the question is, can we break that 20 MA? XRP to the moon. Yeah, look, in this market. Let me see if I can do this. In this market, I'm gonna try to make this funny. Yeah. In this market, you sometimes moon, but a lot of times, you kind of like reverse moon, right? Like you like fail somewhere on that attempt to reach the moon, and then you just kind of like go like, oh man, like miss it completely, and then you just like crash back into Earth, man. Something like that. I've seen it happen a lot of times, bro. Like sometimes you moon, sometimes you inverse moon. I'm just screwing around right now with these charts. I'm waiting for something to close here, man. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay up until like the actual close of the hour. I mean, I am curious though, so I might just stay up until the close of the hour. While I'm goofing off a little bit. And we can look at other coins. We can do something else for sure. I mean, I'm just playing around right now. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to get above to this, right? Look, I said we could do one of this because we did it, right? We went up, touched that 20 MA, and then we broke down again. So again, I'm not bullish until we break above that 20 MA. With Ripple, I don't have that problem. But again, Ripple's going to dance to the tune that Bitcoin plays. So if Bitcoin doesn't want to play ball, then this is not going to play ball. Colts beat the Chiefs? Yeah, what was the score, man? I didn't catch it, man. I do like the Colts. What was the final score, man? Do post it in the chat. Wow, that was a close game. Were the Chiefs on top at some point in time, or were the Colts always leading, man? I like the Colts, man. I do have a Colts jersey. I should have put it on today, man. Anyways, Bitcoin going up again. Let's see if we can get to that 20 MA and see what we do, man. I want to break above that so bad. Bitcoin again at the top. Let's see if we can keep on pushing that up, man. Making it slightly higher, right? We're a little bit higher on the high. 7,901. Let's get above that 8,000, man. And above that 8,000 would definitely be above that 20 MA, which is good. They were up the whole game. That's good to know, man. Again, XRP. What's going on with XRP? Trying to pump again. A little bit more to the upside. A couple minutes ago, we were down here. Let's see, bro. You bought some XRP, right, William? You told me that you popped your crypto cherry and bought some crypto, right? Awesome, bro. Well, I hope you are making a profit right now because this candle is certainly nice. So if you took a position, probably when you told me it was maybe around the third. No, that was way too far back. Maybe around the fourth, the fifth. So you probably ended up buying somewhere around this mid-chop area, right? So again, you were probably around that 25-cent area. That's a nice move, right? Up $30. That's good, bro. Congrats. I'm glad that you are making some dough. Yeah, you probably got in at a good price, man. Just be careful with Bitcoin going down. If Bitcoin goes down, it's not gonna matter how many bullish signals you have on XRP. The only thing I do like about XRP is that we might start getting a pump because of the swell event coming up, and that usually does bring a lot of speculation into the market. So again, the price could potentially go up, even though Bitcoin goes down. It might not care too much because of the hype, but then it's probably gonna feel it back at some point in time, man. Anyways, yeah. Let's see what else. Let's look at something else. Meanwhile, and we kill some time while we close that hour. Let's look at XLM. XLM is also pumping, man. I don't like that chart. This is the chart I like for XLM. Maybe I like this chart. No, it has a lot of gappage. I think I do have another XLM chart that I look at. It's this one. Yep, this one. Man, XLM doing nice, bro. Oh man, that's pretty good, man. What's the daily looking like for this? Yeah, here I have all my notes. Start to make positive momentum. That's good, right? Sitting neutral on the RSI, below the 20 MA with like the Bollinger Band's basically not contracting at all. That's weird. We have been within this channel for a while and no signs of the Bollinger Bands coming in. That's usually not very common. You would expect to see this contracting, right? Especially without any large movements. Now let's go into the 4 hours, sitting above that 20 MA, which is good. Expanding that Bollinger Band limit to the top, making a green candle. That's good. And sitting around 61 the RSI, which puts you at bought but not overbought. You'll buy the next dip. That's good, man. That's a good idea. Where is this going in the 1 hour? Well, in the 1 hour, we are sitting above that 20 MA for sure, man. We actually kind of touched it and then like propelled from it, right? So this looks like it's getting much more gains than Ripple, right? 4.26% up on this candle. So it went from like 0.058 to 0.60. I mean, it's not a lot, but if you're holding a lot of this, it certainly feels like it is a lot, right? You are undoing until like, when was this down? You're undoing until the 1st of October, right? So the past 6 days, you're kind of erasing with this candle. Obviously not making any bearish divergence. You're going higher with higher momentum and higher RSI, but on the RSI here, you're getting really high at 67.95. You're probably gonna get into that over bought area and then crash down. Let's look at Ripple, man. I didn't look at that on Ripple. Ripple, you're definitely hitting that overbought on the RSI right now with that large green candle. Could potentially, like, after this move, right, impulse up, you have to consolidate. And depending on the type of consolidation that you make, is what could potentially come next. So again, consolidating downwards is a bull flag. You pump to the upside again. Consolidating upwards, it's a bear flag. You'll probably break down. So again, let's see how this consolidates once it closes. Apparently, still has like 17 minutes to go. But I do believe, unless something weird happens, we're probably going to close above these 26 and above that mid part of the channel, right? And then we'll probably flag. Again, obviously, no divergence developing, no bearish divergence developing. And sitting at, yeah, like I said, overbought. So let's go into the 1 hour and look at that one. Not the daily, sorry. The daily sitting neutral, right? And then on the 4 hours, sitting in the 4 hours, you're also overbought, right? You just got to that overbought territory at 73.37. Again, let's see where that takes us, right? You want to touch that part there. Let's go into the daily. I want to look at something. How many days are we undoing now? This is good, man. We are undoing until September the 24th. Right now, this high is the same high that we had when this Bitcoin broke us down, right? So we have reversed, right, throughout these couple of days, that downward force that Bitcoin brought into the market, right? That's good. That is good for Ripple. Now, this week being more or less the same height of that previous week, and we're sitting at more or less that same opening for this red candle, which would be the close for this green candle. If we stay there, that is really good, man, that we are undoing how it took a while to undo, but we're still undoing it. I was at first concerned that this would have been a bear flag, potentially break down. However, man, if we look at the more major time scale, we still have not done that 2 weeks ago, right? So 2 weeks ago broke us down strong. We are starting to undo that, but let's wait and see how that plays out. Ethereum, we haven't even begun to undo October the 6th, right? Yeah, you're gonna get a good price, bro. Again, I cannot tell you flat out like when to get in and when to get out, because that would be advice, and then I can get in trouble for that because I'm not a financial advisor. But I can tell you what I see in the market, and then you make your mind, right? And I will tell you the upsides and downsides, and then you can call whatever you want. See, on Ethereum, man, we have not done on September the 24th, right? And in Ripple, we did undo that, right? September 24th, that's where we're at. Ethereum, then you could say it's looking weaker because of this breakdown that we had here. And then Bitcoin, for sure, we're not undoing that. Actually, we're flagging downwards, right? This will be like a bull flag after that movement, right? If you were to consider all of that with that double bottom developing, if you wanted to call this a bull flag, right? Like a bull flag, right? You would have that down sloping channel with that impulse down, that down sloping channel, that double bottom potentially developing. You know, might see some price action to the upside, right? And we are getting that. And we had that divergence also. Potential double bottom, bullish divergence, maybe bull flag from what we noticed, but also divergence on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour. And then, you know, you could potentially pump to the upside, right? Yeah. Again, yeah, looking a little bit better for Bitcoin right now. But still, like I said, Ripple is the only one that recovered nicely to pre-dump levels, man. Bitcoin, Ripple looking like a champ. See? Looking like a champ, man. But again, after this impulse up, we would have to get some flagging happening for sure. Right? Like impulse up, you have to consolidate. So 4 hours would be this. Did the music just stop? This is not playing anymore. I think I killed the playlist, man. We run through the whole set. Yeah, have to restart to the intro. One second. Anyways, 15 minutes to go before we close this candle, man. I'm gonna get some water real quick. I ran out of water, and then I'll come back real quick. So don't leave me. Post another coin that you want to look at, and we'll check it out as soon as I come back. Yeah, anyways, I'm back, so yeah, let's look at this. Zcash. Yeah, let's look at Zcash. I do hold some Zcash, very little. I got it for free. Zcash sitting at $36.41, getting a nice pump to the upside, right? Also, almost, not yet. I'm doing that October the 6th, not quite. We're not gonna be quite undoing the stuff from the 24th like we did with the other ones, right, from September. But certainly, we're still going down. Sitting below that 20 MA. I'm trying to figure out what else is going on with this. That low that we made, it's not as low as this. So again, we would not be making that bullish divergence that we would need. Display probably playing off Bitcoin going up, right? Anyways, about to get a cross of the MACD over the signal line. Sometimes with dust crosses, right, we do get large movements here. We had a large move on the previous cross. It was back here. We did get this move, right? It wasn't that strong, but sometimes we do get those strong moves, right? Yeah. Anyways, let's see what else is going on. So sitting below at 20 MA, sitting low on the other side, 37. Again, lots of potential to run to the upside. 4 hours, right? The 4 hours. We are making a nice green candle. This is just being this 4 hour that started at 7 p.m. So again, nice recovery. Dropping that negative momentum. Man, why is this not playing any more songs, man? There we go. Kind of got stuck. Anyways, at 43.32 on the RSI. Sitting below 20 MA. We need to go up and touch it and then try to break above it, right? We're not being very strong until Bitcoin breaks over that 20 MA as well. This looks a little bit like Bitcoin, right? Going up but staying far from it still. Anyways, nothing much on the 4 hour. No, I recall that. On the 4 hours, we do have some bullish divergence. Right, low, lower low. Less negative momentum, right? Not on the RSI, but yes, on the MACD histogram. You can clearly see it, right? This negative momentum bar is a lot less than this negative momentum bar, and you're going lower in price action to the upside. That we're getting it right now. We're seeing it play live. We called it on Bitcoin as well before we actually started pumping. But let's look at this on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, right? Sitting at 0.7, 0.6, right? So slightly. This is very slightly going in like this. And then this is slightly going lower, right? Actually, it's not, but I'll try to determine. This is more or less flat. So again, this would be kind of like Class B or Type 2 or medium bullish divergence, right? and that's why we're pumping to the upside. That's the only thing I can see here on the 1 hour, right? And then you do have it here, and it's a little bit more obvious on these on the RSI right here, right? So again, that's why it's pumping to the upside on Zcash right now, above that 20 MA. However, facing some rejection to higher prices, maybe because Bitcoin might be doing the same thing. Is Bitcoin pulling back a little bit? Yes, Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit, right? Look, Bitcoin, we talked about it, right? Touching the 20 MA, we missed it, man. It's kind of like one of those things that you want to see happen, and then you like blink for a second and you miss it. Yeah, that's what happened. We touched that 20 MA, we were too weak to stay above it, and we're rejecting it, man. That's not what you want to see. Look, the Heg and the She candles are probably going to give us a green candle right now. Yes, it is. Potential trend reversal, right? We need to confirm it with more green candles to come. Otherwise, same thing's going to happen. And for that to happen, I would feel a lot more bullish on Bitcoin if we're sitting above that 20 MA. That's what I have to say for Bitcoin. Yep. Let's look at Ripple, man. Is Ripple being strong and holding that? Now, Ripple. Look at that, man. Remember what we talked about? Closing above this? Not looking very bullish right now, right? Going down. Going down in price. Man, Ripple, I had so much faith in you. I mean, it's still a nice green candle. Don't get me wrong, but it would have been much nicer if we would have closed around here and then probably flagged down like I was expecting it to do, right? But man, we dropped almost half of that candle's length. Let me take a measure of that. So from here to here, the measure would be 6.2%, and then to here, you're like 3.17. Yeah, almost halfway, right? Almost halfway of a drop. Man, it was a nice call. Thank you for letting me know that this was pumping. But, you know, it was looking so good for a second, right? It was looking like, man, this is going to, like, definitely might turn us around. Right now, we're not undoing that candle. We kind of, like, lost that edge that we're getting, right? I said, man, we're undoing that candle from the 24th. Yeah, not anymore. We're kind of, like, hitting at, like, this area of support that we had back here, man. Anyways, still, it's still nice, right? We pumped to the upside. We almost hit that measure move that we had traced. That is fine. We should flag. On the 30-minute, it's not going to look very, very hot. Right? Look. Why is this 30-minute being weird? Wow, this is looking trippy, man. Am I looking at something wrong with this chart? Bro, this is off on the 30-minute. Do you remember that 30-minute we were up here and then we were starting, it was just starting to go down? Apparently, it just undid my 30-minute candle for some reason, man. That's not looking very good for this. Anyways, we're going down and it's marking them green, like -8. That's not very cool, man. This is definitely going down, right? Plus 187. What the hell is going on with this, man? The 30-minute candles were a little bit different when we were looking at it a couple minutes ago, right? Yeah, it's kind of like one of those almost. Oh, now we're done. Are we pumping up again? Are we above that again? Because this is telling me that we're above that mid part of the channel, but when I go to the 1 hour, it tells me, no way, man. You are below that, right? So I'm getting some like different. That's why I don't believe this 30-minute, right? It's off, man. We can't see that we are sitting below that. Nice mug. Thanks, man. I got it made. It's for like the state of crypto, man. I'm not sure you can see it there, but we got our logo on the mug. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy about that, man. And then we have the short logo on the other side, right? Our circle logo. This is one of the circle logos, not the other one. The one that I have in the channel is the other one. Yeah. I should put that other circle also there, right? But I wanted to do this one, the short one, and the actual state of crypto writing here, man. That's pretty cool for branding. Yeah. Anyways, this coming back down, it's not looking very strong, man. Now, the only thing I don't like is that 30 minutes he's telling me different information on the price. What the hell, man? The 30 minutes says 26.76. The 1 hour says the price is at like 26.25. Man, I'm gonna look at another chart because this is tripping. And guess what? We are hitting that. Why do I have this here, man? Okay. From low to high, we kind of broke below 100%. We're probably heading to that 186, and then we kind of retraced. And now we are retracing a little bit, and we're probably heading above that to that 618, right? So like 27 cents, 27.6. Now this looks similar. So if I go into half an hour, is it gonna be tripping? Yeah, it's tripping as well, man. I don't like it when the charts are like this, man. That's weird. Anyways, let's look at something else, man. What else have we done? We have done 0.33958. What? Like cents, dude? Like 33 cents on the half an hour, or where, man? Where are you looking at that chart, man? What? Are you looking at Sats? Are you comparing to Bitcoin? Because I'm trying to get a read on this, and that would be too much. I don't think it's that much for a Ripple to Bitcoin. I think it's like 3.9, or like one. You have an extra 3 if it was to Sats. But anyways, let me know what chart you're looking at, man, because I'm not sure if I'm looking at the same thing. It's all good, bro. No judgments here. We're all learning, right? We're all learning every day, so no noobs, man. You just don't know what some of us do know, and I still don't know some stuff that maybe other people know, right? Bitcoin's SRP, yeah, you're into Sats. Again, the only reason that I would look at a Bitcoin pair is if I was trying to actually get out of Ripple into Bitcoin, right? Other than that, if I want to get out of Ripple into fiat, then I wouldn't look at a Bitcoin pair. And since I'm not looking right now to increase my position of Bitcoin, there's no point in me to look at that. But if you want to look at a XRP to Bitcoin pair, I can certainly look at that. I have no problem. I'll go into Binance. I think it's one of the best ones. More volume there. Man, this is definitely looking nice, right? Yeah, you did have an extra 3 there. Yeah, I knew it was like 3,000 something sats. 33,000 sats. It was way too much. Anyways, let me see what is going on with this, man. Okay, so we're definitely... This is a 1 hour. Let me go into the daily, man, because I have to look at more data for this. Okay, so short term... Man, yeah, we had that article from Peter Brand, right? We said if we get above like that 36,000 sats, or sorry, 3,600 sats. All right, that's weird, man. Anyways, we did say that if we are above 3,600 sats, we might reverse the trend, and then Ripple would probably start getting on XRP, right? That's what Peter Brand said. He's the guy that called the bottom on the market a year before it happened. So again, he has a lot of weight, right? And he has like 40 years of trading experience, right? You know, a lot of stuff. So yeah, this chart looks nice against Bitcoin, right? We would be doing a lot of stuff, right? A lot of damage, even going higher than July the 30th, right? Hitting prices of, when did we drop? Well, I'll take the previous candle for the day that we dropped. So hitting prices of July the 8th, right? Against Bitcoin. Again, that's good. Oh, I'm looking at Heck and She candles. That's why it looks weird, man. That's probably why my Ripple was looking off, bro. Did I not change it back? Yeah, there we go. That was it, bro. I was looking at the Heck and She candles, and it was pretty much a much lower price. And that's, I didn't turn them back. Now I just noticed that. So again, Ripple sitting at 26 cents. Ha, my bad. Bitcoin again is probably gonna look a lot better right now, right? Far from that 20 MA still. Let's go into 1 hour. Yeah, I touched that 20 MA, got rejected, right? That didn't change. But right now, still trying to pull again above that. This just started like a minute ago, right? So we just closed the hour that I wanted to look at. New 4-hour candle, new everything, right? So, man, that was my bad, man. Yes, this is what we want to look at, right? When we do stuff on Ripple, right? We're gapping up a little bit, right? That's fine. Nothing to worry there. Maybe just on this chart we're gapping, but look, man, we need to start making a flag, right? A pattern, right? Pump up, start flagging. Anyways, Ripple, 26 cents. Yes, that's good. I thought I was tripping on my chart, man. I was like, man, this looks really weird, man. When I was looking at 30 minutes, it made no sense. I was like, what? Yeah, now I just realized that. Anyways, we kind of, not quite, but we kind of went down, touched that midline, and then we're bouncing off it, right? We're rejecting lower prices. That's good. However, we need to flag in a sort of downward fashion, which would mean that we need to flag something like this, right? So again, at some point in time, we're going to come down here, try to touch this again, maybe break down below it, right? And then we pump to the upside again. But, yeah, if we do that, right? Right now, there's no problem. We're going higher. With higher price, that's fine. But if we break down a little bit, right, we're going to make neutral momentum. Then we try to break up again or bump up again. Probably not going to be that strong, right? So we're going to make less positive momentum. And then we're going to end up breaking to the downside, right? Creating some bearish divergence on the top. And break down. Anyways, that would be what I would be expecting to happen. That's, yeah, what I would expect to happen, right? Anyways, now that we got that fixed and we can look at stuff properly, I can't remember what coin I was looking at before I realized I had the Hacking and Sheet candles there. Yeah, Bitcoin to Ripple. There we go. That's the one we're looking at, right? Yeah, look at this. This is 30 minutes. Let's go into the daily, man. So you're looking at this one, right? Like I said, we're reversing a lot of stuff right now, right? Going farther back, still like hitting prices off July the 8th, more or less. So that part didn't change. However, we're looking good, man. We're pumping up right now. The only thing I don't like, right, and you can see it clear as day, against Bitcoin, right? You're going up on price, you're going down on momentum, you're making some divergence there. Bearish type right now, slightly bearish also on the RSI. Only way you can get rid of this on the RSI is pumping a little bit more, but you know, you still will develop it here on the MACD. There's no way of getting out of this on the MACD unless you really pump a lot, and that it's gonna take a lot of strength. And you are already hitting overbought territories against Bitcoin. So again, you might not go up too much before you actually start breaking down, reset those oscillators, and then run again. However, Ripple overall looking much stronger than Bitcoin. Right. Snap, it's not changing the chart. It got frozen. It's frozen, man. Let it go, let it go. Load. There we go. It was freezing a little bit. Bitcoin, man. This is the daily. Let's go into the micro, man. The 1 hour. Bitcoin, I got about to get like 3 white soldiers, right? Developing like 3 green candles. Although for 3 white soldiers, I usually like the bodies to be a little bit longer, and without a candle here, not a candle, but a wick. Sorry. So like a typical like 3 white soldiers. I'll show you. I'll show it to you here. Where is it? Let me find an image for 3 white soldiers. Here it is. So this would be your 3 white soldiers chart, right? That's what it would look like. 3 green bars, usually like no wicks, right? Large green candles with consecutive closes above the previous day, right? And that would be for the daily. Like this one does have a wick on the bottom. I usually don't like them when they have a wick on the bottom. This would be 3 white soldiers for me, like one after the other one. That's usually how we expect to see them, right? You can see them with wicks, that's fine. However, they do have to have large bodies, right? And this body doesn't look too large, so again, I would start counting from here, maybe, right? But you could call it technically a 3 white soldiers, right? Anyways, you can have a week. I just don't like them when there's a week. For me, the more they look like this, flat, and then run up, the stronger it is. Right, like here, 1, 2, 3. Right, 1, 2, 3. But this one kind of died here. You know, usually if you get the fourth one, like this one would be a nice true white soldiers, right? Flat, run up, flat, run up, flat, run up. That's good. This one you kind of had it as well, right? And then usually what they would say is that if you get this pattern on the fourth one, you wait for confirmation of opening to the upside, and then you would take a position, right? And then you potentially place your stop loss somewhere on the mid part of this channel or below, right? You can read of it. There's different strategies to trade it. It would depend on how you wanted to play it, right? Anyways, right now, Bitcoin, like I said, not looking too strong. Rejecting that 20 MA again. Look, we have been rejecting it for a while, man. Here we kind of broke above it, but for a very short period of time. But look, we have been below that since October the 4th. And if we go on the daily, we have been below it for a longer time, right? But even in the 4 hours, man, look at this. We have not been above that since the 3rd of October, right? So again, not too strong to break above that 20 MA. In the 4 hours, we were very far from that 20 MA. Anyways, guys, if you guys like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. We're live every night, so I don't want to drag this stream too long. I just want to close this 1 hour, right, to make sure that we figure out more or less, get an idea of where we're going to go. A new 4-hour candle opening, like I said, right now. New hour candle opening. Again, rejected that. Not strong enough to climb back above it. With Ripple coming out champ, right? Making that red candle. Yes, that is good. That's healthy. In this chart, it looks a little bit better, right? Like I said, that's fine. You want to consolidate in a flag pattern. Something like this. Or maybe like a pennant would also be nice. Right? Like maybe like something like this, right? Like something like a pennant, right? Bull flag pennant. So any of these, or a falling wedge, right? That would be another one. Maybe you would have like more steep here, right? And through that channel, something like that. All those would be bullish, potential price continuation. Pump to the upside again. That would be nice, right? However, let's see how this develops. It's just new 1 hour candle coming live, so I know we're potentially going to go down because we are really far out of the Bollinger Bands, right? You have to come back into this area. This is going to expand, but you also have to come in, right? You can break outside like it did here, right, on this impulse up, right? But you end up coming back in, right? The Bollinger Bands will still expand, but this will die out, right? You know, stuff you have to learn about. All this happened here on the bottom as well, right? Anyways, yeah, I'm going to call it a night, guys. Yeah, you don't have to stay up all night, like, glued to this like a hawk. Set up some alerts, and then you'll be fine. Guys, again, thank you for watching. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Show this to your friends. If you want to get into crypto, that is fine. If you talk about crypto with them and they don't know where to start, point them to this channel. And then, you know, they can join us, and then we can talk to them and, you know, get them into crypto as well, maybe. That'll be all for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I know you guys comment on my videos, retweets, everything. All that helps, man. I really do appreciate the help that you give me. Again, thank you for watching, guys. That'll be all for tonight. Have a good Sunday night, and I hope that you have a great beginning of the week tomorrow, Monday. If you start your week on Monday, then, you know, have a great day. Thank you for watching, guys. Until tomorrow.